Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Greetings, dear students. All these years, you would have been in the safe hands of your parents, petted and pampered to the maximum possible. Now, it's the time for you to come out of your comfort zone and move to the next phase of your life. Yes, it is going to be a steep jump to the next phase of your life, and that is nothing but entering into your career, job, or profession. Get ready and gear up for the challenging and exciting phases of your life. I am ARCHANA Rajamanickam, an HR by profession and a passionate trainer. Currently, I am the manager HR for a product development company handling the entire gamut of HR functions. A motivational speaker, and I have addressed 3,000 plus students on self-development, goal setting, getting ready for career, and so on. I hold a postgraduate diploma in training and development, backed with an MBA and engineering from ICFI and Anna University respectively. My learning has not yet stopped, and I am currently pursuing postgraduate diploma in business analytics and business intelligence from Great Learning by Great Lakes Institute of Management. A socially responsible individual who believes in giving back to the society, and that is the reason why I am sharing my experience over the years to you guys. A lovable daughter, wife, and a mother for two princes. At the end of the session, you will learn the nuances of handling an interview. You will learn to write your career objective, which is an essential part of the resume. You will learn the common questions asked in an interview and the tips to prepare the same. You will learn to prepare and present for an interview. You will also learn what to be done after attending an interview. Overview. What is an interview? Types of interview. Selection process of organization. How to build a resume. How to handle an interview. The 3P formula. Prepare, practice, and present. What is to be done after attending an interview. What is an interview? The word interview originated in early 16th century and is a French word. Intervoir. Enter means between. Voir means to see each other. In an employment context, interview is a formal discussion to understand the qualification, expertise, and experience of an individual. The purpose is to evaluate the interviewee for a specific position by the interviewer. Interviews are seen as a useful tool in selecting an individual for the job vacancy in their organization. In simple, it is a formal meeting between two people where the interviewer asks questions to the interviewee to obtain information. I repeat, it is a formal meeting between two people where the interviewer asks questions to the interviewee to obtain information. Types of interview. Interviews are categorized into purpose-based, mode-based, and design-based. Purpose-based. Depending upon the purpose of the interview, they are broadly classified into information interview and hiring interview. An organization uses information interview to get information from the interviewee. An interview which is used to hire an individual for performing particular roles and responsibilities in an organization is called hiring interview. Mode-based. Depending upon the means and mode of the interview, it is broadly classified into telephonic interview and face-to-face interview. In today's world of digital era, interviews are conducted through telephone, Skype, Zoom, and so on. Face-to-face interview is a conventional type of interview where the interviewer and the interviewee meet face-to-face and discuss on the experience and expertise. Third is the design-based interview, which is again classified into technical interview, HR interview, and behavioral interview. This would be the focus area for us today, as it is going to help you to understand the nuances of handling an interview and be successful in interview and achieve your dream job. Selection process. Here are the steps of selection that an organization takes it up with its candidates. First is the job advertisement. The job is being advertised by the organization or the company in different modes available. Then it is job application, where the individuals are allowed to apply for the advertisement that is being posted by the organization. All the applications that has been received goes through a screening and called for a written test or group discussion or directly an interview. The group discussion and written test could be part of the selection process or may not be part of the selection process depending upon company to company. After the technical interview, it is going to be the HR interview followed by an offer discussion and the rollout of employment offer. This is the selection process which has been handled broadly by any organization. There could be few more additions here and there like psychometric assessment, stress interview and so on. But the crux remains the same. There is an advertisement, there is an application, there is a screening, there is an interview and there is an employment offer. Let us go one by one of the selection process. Job advertisement. A company advertises the job requirement in different modes available in the market. It could be a paper advertisement in the classified page, or it could be a job posting in a job portal like Naukri, Monster, and so on. It could also be a brochure or a flyer kind which has been circulated in the social platform. Any job advertisement will have the following. It will have the qualification required to perform the job. It will have the years of experience required to perform the job. It will also have the skill sets that an individual should exhibit to perform the roles and responsibilities and the selection process used to hire the candidate. It also has the company details which helps us in our preparation. Once the job has been advertised, next comes the application to the job. What are the things that we have to take care before applying to a job? Do not be in a hurry to apply for the job the moment we see in Naukri or Monster or any platform. Go through the job advertisement thoroughly before applying. Apply only if you are suitable for the vacancy. Do not apply for the sake of just applying. In that event, when you apply, certain companies have a policy of not to reapply in the next 6 months or 1 year of your application. So make sure you apply your application only if it is suitable for you and you are getting noticed. If not, it becomes unnoticed. So how are we going to apply? There are different ways that the company uses for ways of application. First, it could be directly sending your profile to their email address given in the job advertisement. It could be also through the platform they have given in their company website by uploading your resume. In any means, covering letter or a mail body is important along with your resume. We are talking a lot about a resume. What is a resume? A resume is a formal document that serves to show one's career, background and skills. It is a very critical document which lands you to the interview table. A resume cannot be more than 2 to 3 pages. And especially if you are a fresher, a resume to be sticked on to 1 or 2 pages and not more than that. The interviewer will not have enough patience to go through your entire resume. Keep in mind, a resume is a marketing document to sell yourself. Different formats of a resume. There are broadly 3 types of resumes: reverse chronological resume, functional resume, and a combination of both. Reverse chronological resume is a classic format known by most of the job seekers and is the best choice in most situations. It puts your recent or current experience on top and in a chronological order. It promotes your proudest achievements going back in time. Functional resumes are ones that focus on skills rather than work history. It is ideal for career changes, those who are looking for a career after a gap. A combination resume is a hybrid of both chronological and functional resume formats. Begins with a summary of skills, then proceeds to the most relevant experience. And this is the most flexible format that has been used by job seekers and the recruiters. To the right of this page, you are able to see a resume template. It has a 2 to 3 line of career objective. or a purpose or profile of yourself. And it follows a chronological order which starts with an employment history, the recent on the top, and on a chronological order. The candidate over here has made a smart resume by capturing certain basic information and the skill sets to be projected on top on the left side of his page. This is a new innovative style of resume that is built by individuals today. Keep in mind, a maximum of 2 references is more than sufficient in your resume. And also keep in mind that you will have to talk to the references that you're going to mention and seek for their acceptance, because employers may reach out to your references to get feedback about yourself. Career objective. The career objective in your resume plays a major role in arriving at the interview table. To write a career objective, what is needed? Number 1, you will have to identify your passion to arrive at a career objective, because passion brings in the difference between having just a job or a career. In addition to knowing your passion, you should also be aware of your strengths and weaknesses. A SWOT analysis of yourself will help you to arrive at the career objective. A career objective is a 1 to 2 line of communication which completely portrays you in a minute. How do we arrive at the career objective? Here are 4 questions that you will have to ask yourself to arrive at a career objective. Number 1, who are you? As a professional, what are you and who are you is the first question. You will have to mention about your background here. The question number 2, what are you looking for? What is the specific position that you're looking for is the second question that you will have to answer. 3, what are the skills do you bring for the position you're looking for is the third. The last is, how do you align to the company objective? Here is a sample objective I have brought in, answering all the 4 questions as above. I am assuming majority of the participants are freshers and brought in an objective for a fresh graduate. Here it goes. An energetic fresh graduate seeking an entry-level position in an analytical domain where I can use my problem-solving and analytical skills effectively to help the organization achieve its objective. I go through once again, an energetic fresh graduate. This answers my first question of who are you? Seeking an entry-level position in an analytical domain answers my second question, what am I looking for, the specific position, where I can use my problem-solving and analytical skills effectively answers my third question, the skills that I bring onto the table for the position I am looking for. To help the organization achieve its objective is the answer for fourth question of how do I align to the company objectives. I repeat, my objective could be an energetic fresh graduate seeking an entry-level position in an analytical domain where I can use my problem-solving and analytical skills effectively to help the organization achieve its objective. There is no one-size-fits-all objective. It varies from one person to another person. So copying an objective from a different profile is not going to help you, because you are going to reflect in your action on a step by step or a word by word from your objective. So handle with care. Here are a few points that you have to be careful while writing a resume. Number 1, career objective should reflect what you want, who you are, and what are the skills that you possess, and where do you want to achieve. Number 2, order of the resume should be uniform and handled properly. A formal tone has to be maintained throughout your resume. Spelling and grammar is very, very important. Kindly do a spell check and a grammar check once you have completed building your resume. A simple language is more than enough rather than having difficult words and complex language. The alignment of your document should be appropriate. Never lie Each and every detail you provide in your resume must be legitimate, and you should be completely prepared and aware of what is there in it. No one size fits all. A career objective or the resume cannot be just a copy paste from the other's profile. It should instead reflect who you are, what are you good at, what are your achievements and accomplishments. And also, you have to revisit and tweak your resume based on company and job description, keeping in mind the primary objective is who you are and what you want to achieve. Selection process. The selection process varies from company to company. It also varies based on number of applications that has been received for a job advertisement. If there are bulk applications that is falling into the HR's department, the organization can get into different modes of selection process. We have to keep in mind that you will have to clear or get shortlisted in all the possible processes before entering into an interview table. In bulk applications, eliminating round is incorporated rather than evaluating round. Resume screening, written tests, group discussions, and then comes the interview. Very important, you will have to stand out of the crowd to reach to the interview table. So it is equally important for you to prepare yourself in the written tests as well as group discussion and interview to perform your preparation. Handling interviews, the crux of today's session. The 3P formula: prepare, practice, and present. Preparation is the key and practice makes perfect for you to be confident. Let's go one by one. Preparation is the key to success, says Alexander Graham Bell. So, an equally important preparation is necessary for you to be successful in the interview process. Technical. A preparation has to also have a technical preparation. Technical preparation is nothing but a domain-specific preparation. Identify your core subject. If you are a physics graduate and your core subject or your interested subject is quantum physics, first you will have to identify that, and then you will have to make sure that your fundamentals are strong. Remember, no employer is ready to train you on your fundamentals. It is during this time, that is in your college days, that you will have to make your fundamentals strong, which has the every platform for you to prepare yourself. Know the depth and width of your core subject. The moment you put your area of interest, you should be aware of the depth and the width of the core subject. A constant upgradation of knowledge in your domain is very, very essential. Go the extra mile to make your funda strong through mini projects, internships, industrial visits, and association with domain-specific bodies, and so on. Kindly note, employers make a special note for the extra mile effort that you take for your career. After your technical interview, you enter into the HR interviews table. There are few common questions that is being asked across interviews over the period of time. Here are a few common questions for you to understand and know it. Tell about yourself. What do you think are your strengths and weaknesses? Why I should hire you? Where do you want to see yourself in next 5 years? These are few common questions that is being asked day in, day out. Let's see one by one and tips to prepare for each question. So this answers your question, tell about yourself. Knowing about your strengths and weaknesses is very, very crucial for your career development. So kindly work on it and first be aware about your strengths and weakness and build on your strengths and work on your weaknesses. The next common question could be, where do you see yourself in 5 years time or a 3-year time? Yes, this question is very important for each of us. It is always better for us to think for future. If you see this image, a soldier looking into a mirror looks like a queen or a king. It says where I will reach and do I have path and clarity in achieving that. To understand why this question is asked is to make sure that you're clear on your goals and objectives. It also gives a picture whether you have given it a thought about where do you want to see yourself. So how do we prepare? How to answer this question? While answering this question, keep in mind the company profile and the job description that you have applied. But make sure that you answer this question keeping in mind your objectives are not detrimented. Again, answer this with confidence and with clarity. Your goal should be smart. Do not say anything that is unrealistic. Do not be specific to the company or the role you have applied for. The interviewer asked this question as where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? He or she doesn't ask where do you see yourself in 5 years' time in this company. So understand that you will have to answer this question as you are. That is, you are a son, you are a daughter, you are a sibling, you are a socially responsible individual. So you have to keep in mind all these aspects before answering this question. If this question is being asked to me, I would say, in next 5 years time, I would like to achieve this. I would like to see myself in a own apartment where my family is living with me. I would like to achieve certain training programs and equip myself in the domain that I have chosen. I would like to also grow up the ladder in your organization by using my professional and personal skills. With the preparation for basic common questions of an interview, we will also have to prepare for each and every interview that we attend. There is no one-size-fits-all formula for preparing for an interview. Preparation for an interview should be based on the company as well as the job requirement. A thorough understanding of the job requirement and company plays a major role in preparation for my interview. Study about the skill set required for the job and how you do fit it. Know about the selection process each company is following. Try to connect with your seniors, if any, and understand their experience and learn from them and prepare accordingly. Go through all possible secondary sources about the company selection process, the reviews given by individuals on attending the interview, do's and don'ts, and then prepare for the interview company-wise. Remember, a well-prepared script without practice will perish. Practice is very, very essential. Going to third P, which is presenting yourself or performing yourself. Once your preparation and practice is in place, next comes the presentation of your preparation and practice. While presenting yourself on the day of your interview, there are few guidelines to be followed. Dress appropriately. Be punctual. Arrive early to the venue. Stay calm and composed. Carry necessary documents for your interview. So what are the necessary documents that has to be carried? Multiple and extra copies of your resume. Educational certificates neatly arranged in portfolio. Kindly carry your original as well as 2-3 copies of the same. Recent photographs, both stamp and passport size, should be appropriate, and it has to be dressed formally. Other certificates or documents supporting your achievements and participation also to be carried along in your portfolio. Carry a professional notebook and pens. Do not forget pens. Carry water bottle, hand towel, and basic grooming necessities. When you are attending an interview, you may not be aware when you will be called for. It may be in the beginning of the day or in the end of the day. A grooming necessity is important because you will have to present yourself neatly before you enter into the interview table. Have good, healthy breakfast. Carry healthy dry snacks like nuts, sprouts, and fruits, which gives you instant energy. Professional attire is the first step in presenting yourself on the day of interview. First impression is the best impression. Remember, 55% of the impression that you make is from what they see. So wear comfortable clothing. Choose formal colors. Shades of blue, grey and white is good option. Stick on to mild colors. Wear a clean and pressed clothing. Keep the jewelry to a minimum. Avoid the usage of strong perfume. This may irritate the interviewers. Do not have keys, coins, etc. in your pocket which can make noise while you are presenting during your interview. Let us go one by one with respect to professional attire. For the men, a trimmed haircut and a clean shave is very important on presenting yourself on the day of interview. In addition, you should have a formal business attire to present yourself. What do I mean by a formal business attire? A full hand shirt and a full trousers coupled with a good pair of shoes is very mandatory. Adding a tie to your attire adds an additional value and authority for your presentation, but it's not mandatory. A shoe is very important because shoes transform your body language and attitude. They lift you up physically and emotionally, and it helps majorly in judging a person. Carry all your documents and portfolio in a single bag neatly and professionally. I shall talk about the body language and the handshake about the smile that you have to have in your face during an interview in my later slides. Professional attire for a woman. A well-dressed woman gains her own respect. A professional attire for an Indian woman is a neatly tied cotton sari or a neatly worn cotton salwar is more than sufficient. Adding a jacket to a sari or your salwar gives you an additional authoritative and an authenticated look. Pin up your dupatta and make sure that it doesn't flow. This disturbs your presentation during your interview or doesn't give a good look on you. Have a minimum makeup and have a well-groomed hair. Have a minimal usage of your jewelry. Make sure that you have a good pair of shoes. Once you're well dressed for your interview, next comes the body language. Body language is more powerful than words. Let us go on few tips on how you have to carry your body. Number 1. Make yourself comfortable. Sit in an appropriate position which shows that you are confident. Do not sit either in front of the chair or do not lean back fully in your chair. Sitting in front of your chair without it represents that you lack confidence. Sitting and leaning behind in your chair shows a laid back attitude. So for every action you do, there is a meaning towards it which is unsaid and the interviewer is listening to it and understanding the same. Number 2, have a firm handshake. Make sure that your hand is not wet before you shake your hands with your interviewer. Make sure that you wipe your hands and go when you're inside the interview room. Allow the interviewer to first give their hand so that you can give a handshake in return. Maintain a straight posture. Do not have a hunchback, and again it shows that you are not confident about what you are and who you are. Number 4, maintain eye contact. When an interview is being asked, when a question is being asked by the interviewer, make sure you have a perfect eye contact with the interviewer. Do not wind around a row and see on top of the floor or on the ground while you're answering to the interview question. This shows that you're not confident and you're feared of. Smile whenever possible. Again, whenever possible means only when it is needed. Do not smile throughout your session. It gives a different picture to the interviewer. Avoid fidgeting. Make sure that you do not fidget among your fingers, which shows a fear and lack of confidence. Keep your hand well placed on the table and make yourself comfortable. Make sure that you make your hand movements appropriately based on the content that you talk. Do not hesitate to open your hands wide enough when you talk if you feel so. Show interest. This clearly states that how energetic you are and how interested you are to the job position or to the company or to the interview discussion that is happening presently. So show interest by giving a smile, showing an energy and giving an attitude to the interviewer. Be polite. Do not be harsh or rigid in your conversation. And last, leave a positive note. Do not have the fear of losing or winning the interview. Give a positive note at the end of your interview. Few more tips for your body language and the tone that you have carried during your interview with the interviewer. Project a positive image and attitude. Be calm and relaxed. Smile appropriately. Rest your foot on the ground so that you feel relaxed. If you're not able to reach the ground, move to the chair and sit comfortably so that it doesn't disturb you. Keep the folder on the table and place your arms on the table. Do not try to keep your folder clasped in your hands. Use hand gestures appropriately to what you talk. For example, if you're talking about something that's really interesting and if you want to use your hand gestures, don't hesitate to use it. Appropriate eye contact is very essential. Do not look on top of the floor or on the bottom of the ground. Have a direct eye contact with the interviewer to make sure and tell that you are confident about what you talk and true to the knowledge. Voice modulation also plays a major role in an interview. Should I have voice modulation during the interview? Yes. Your content is going to play a major role in your voice modulation. Remember 3 P's in voice modulation. Number 1, pitch. Pitch is based on the content you speak. If you're talking something interesting to you, your pitch of your voice goes high and up and down, and it is accepted. Pause. Pause your speech wherever required rather than just running around. Unnecessary pauses may also symbolize unpreparedness and lack of confidence. Pace. Control the speed of your speech. Do not speak very fast during an interview. Here are few representations of appropriate body language. A firm handshake, sitting properly with your foot rested down to the ground. This is showing a laid-back attitude. And here the interviewee is open enough to show her hand gestures, placing the hand on the table and makes herself comfortable and throws a perfect smile on her face. This shows confidence, preparedness, and the willpower to win the situation. After attending all the questions asked by the interviewer, there is one last question that's been asked by an interviewer. Do you have any questions? If you're thinking that whether you should ask a question during an interview, yes, kindly make use of the opportunity. But ask the right question. Asking right question gives an added advantage for your interview. Few questions could be, what are the training programs that you will be offered if you are selected? This clearly shows that you're interested in your career growth and you wanted to know what are the skill sets that you have to achieve and how the company is going to support on it. You can ask for which vertical you would be working. For example, if a company has a vertical of banking and finance, infrastructure, and so on, asking this question tells the interviewer that you are keen in looking into the opportunity provided by the organization and also want to know about where you will be fitting into. You can also ask about detailed roles and responsibilities of yours if you're not clear from the job description that has been advertised by the company. You can also ask how your role or how your performance is going to be connected to the goal of the team or the business in turn. So these are few questions that you can ask the interviewer and make yourself clarified before moving out of the interview room. Once your preparation and your practice and your presentation for an interview is over and you come out of the interview room, Is there anything that you have to do? Yes, you will have to follow certain steps post an interview. That is, analyzing the entire process of your interviewing with the company. Analyze your performance. Analyze the mistake and make sure that the mistakes are corrected in the next performances. And also sit and introspect whether the employer was interested in your profile and in your conversation with him. Did you make particular points which really stood out? Understand these questions and answer to yourself. The answers for all the above has to be given as a feedback to your preparation, and then read, prepare, re-practice and get ready for the next set of presentation until you succeed. So feedback mechanism is really very important after every interview session, which helps you to reach to the top. After attending to the 30 minutes video, in short, here is a quick summary for you to work on and move to the next phase of your life. Number 1, identify your purpose or objective of your career. A career objective is very critical, and this is going to be the foundation for the rest of your life. Know your strength and build on it. Be aware of your weakness and work on it. This activity is very essential because it gives you an awareness of what you are and who you are and what you have to work for. Build a strong resume. There is no one-size-fits-all resume. A resume has to be revisited for every job description and company that you apply for. Keep in mind, the core objective remains the same, but a tweaking of job description will help you to get into the interview table. Research about the company, its policies, its news before entering the interview. This helps you to be prepared and be expected of what is expected out of you. Review and edit your resume based on the job and job requirement. Know the selection process that the company follows for handling and hiring a position. Based on the information that you have, make the preparation accordingly. Study thoroughly on the job description before you apply and before you attend an interview for the job description. Make sure you use adjectives which explains that you are suitable for the job description that you have applied for. Prepare for every interview. Preparation is the key and practice is the oil to unlock yourself and be successful and enter into the company. Obtain feedback from your learning and your experience and share the same to your preparation and practice and revisit your performance and be successful until you reach your goal. Stay calm, composed, relaxed and perform. And I'm sure your career is just right away in front of you. You are a lock. As a fresh graduate, trying to know what you have to do to unlock this lock about you. With key as the preparation and practice as the oil, you can be unlocked and to achieve your future goals. All set to achieve the success and you are selected and stand out of the crowd. All the very best, my dear students, and thank you. You can reach me at arch_484@yahoo.com for any support and guidance.